All right, we're going to be talking about biodiesel for my biofuel presentation today. We're going to be going over the basic information of it as well as a couple other factors. So, starting off with basic information, it is a renewable alternative to petroleum-based diesel, hereby referred to as petrodiesel. It contains no petroleum, but it can be blended with any level with petrodiesel. It can be made from any plant oil, animal oil, or even used cooking oil. The animal oils, tallow and lard, and used cooking oil are generally the least expensive feedstocks to purchase. However, there is a considerable extra expense for the logistics to transport and handle the materials. In the US, at least, soybean oil is used for about 90% of the biodiesel that is produced today. Canola oil and rapeseed oil are the most common feedstocks for making biodiesel in Canada and Western Europe, respectively. While biodiesel can be made from many vegetable oils and animal fats, soybean oil is the main feedstock for US, as I prior mentioned. The oils undergo a process called transferication, which converts the prior mentioned fats and oils into biodiesel and a glycerin co-product. We'll go a bit more in depth into that in the next slide. So this is about the production of the biofuel itself. It is produced by mixing your feedstock oil, which in the US's case is soybean oil, catalyst. This process, which is known as transferication, breaks the glycerin from the fatty acid molecules of the feedstock oil, and then each fatty acid molecule attaches itself to an alcohol molecule. If menthol is used as one of the ingredients as a catalyst, the more technical name will be soy menthol ester. If ethyl alcohol is used, it will be soy ethyl ester. Biodiesel will rise to the top, and glycerin with alcohol will settle down towards the bottom. After it's scrubbed several times with water, biodiesel, B100, can be marketed as fuel, and the glycerin can be used as an ingredient for making soaps, detergents, shampoos, cosmetics, anything like that. Now, development status wise, it is a readily available thing, and it's actually in use nearly everywhere across the world. And it's set up to have a very large boom to policies to find alternatives to fossil fuels and to help climate change. Now, the carbon footprint impact, it has carbon dioxide emissions from the combustion of biodiesel are reduced by about 10% when compared to the actual petrodiesel. But there's a more significant carbon dioxide benefit with biodiesel made from plant oils. During photosynthesis processes, the plants are growing and developing, the carbon dioxide is drawn from the environment into the plant tissues, as it's obviously known. The plants are really carbon dioxide scrubbers. Biodiesel produced from plant oils is carbon dioxide neutral, and the plants release beneficial oxygen into the environment, so we can breathe. Now, the economic impact, thing that many governments are more aware of, is it has a very significant impact in the US. It's created $23.2 billion in economic impact, created 75,200 jobs, and paying 3.6 billion in annual wages. The biodiesel sector generates the largest economic and employment benefits in the farming, oilseed processing, and fuel production industries. The economic impact, the economic impact is generated by actual 2021 US biodiesel production of 2.5 billion gallons and the influence of 0.6 billion gallons. Now, popularity effort wise, the need to get out and about in the world, there have been many articles and priorly mentioned government policies put into place to implement biodiesel into your daily lives. But most of the policies are meant to alleviate global warming, which many people do not pay attention to. But there has also been a fair amount of chemists making discoveries to produce biodiesel from waste oils that are more than likely just going to be tossed away. Now, the current situation on it, it is a it is in a pretty good state. There's publicity around it, as well as many jobs and economic opportunities, along with its rise into more relevance. Now, the next best steps for it would most likely be just to have a more centered focus around having its own development and advancement to have people understand that this is a good thing to use to help further its own presence. Now, plan of action. If you take the main issue of funding out, the next area to explore would be increase in how to produce it. following the footsteps of the UC said cruise chemists, you would look into different types of waste that can be implemented to create biodiesel, as well as slowly implement it into more and more vehicles to ensure that people are slowly helping, even if they're slightly unaware of what's going on with it. Now, that is all for my presentation. I do hope you enjoyed, and that's about all. Thank you very much.